Valentine's Day. We celebrate this day, but we really know nothing about it in our actuality. And we don't even realize why we observe this pagan holiday. But we observe it basically because of the fact that when we were stripped of our culture and taken captive by other people, we embraced their culture, their traditions, and their religious practices. And Valentine's Day is just one of them.
Did you know that Valentine's Day started as a pagan festival steeped in mysterious rituals and fertility rites? The transformation of Valentine's Day from its dark origins to what we experience today is a fascinating journey through history, beginning with the ancient Roman festival of Lupercalia. Held from February 13th to 15th, this festival honored Faunus, the Roman god of agriculture, and included rites aimed at ensuring fertility and warding off evil spirits. The most striking aspect of Lupercalia was its bizarre rituals, which were a far cry from today's exchange of love tokens. The ceremony commenced with the sacrifice of goats and a dog, symbolizing fertility and purification. Luperci, or priests of Faunus, would then fashion whips from the animals' hides, soaked in sacrificial blood. These whips were used to gently strike women and agricultural fields, a practice believed to enhance fertility and ease childbirth. As the Roman Empire embraced Christianity, the pagan undertones of Lupercalia were at odds with the new religious ethos. In the 5th century, Pope Gelasius I sought to supplant Lupercalia with a celebration more in line with Christian values. He designated February 14th as a feast day in honor of Saint Valentine, a Christian whose acts of kindness and defiance against Emperor Claudius II's marriage bans had earned him a place in history. Though Saint Valentine was martyred by Claudius for continuing to marry couples despite the ban, his association with love gradually overshadowed Lupercalia's original traditions. This historical pivot from Lupercalia to Valentine's Day underscores the enduring human fascination with love and the lengths societies go to celebrate and ritualize it.
Here is the disturbing purported origin story of Valentine's Day. The most popular theory about Valentine's Day's origin is that Emperor Claudius II didn't want Roman men to marry during wartime. Bishop Valentine went against his wishes and performed secret weddings. For this, Valentine was jailed and executed. While in jail, he wrote a note to the jailer's daughter, signing it, "From your Valentine." One of the creepy facts about Valentine's Day is that no one really knows the origins of the holiday. However, one thing historians do know is that its brutal and bloody origins are way different than the hearts and chocolates we now associate with the holiday. One theory states is that Valentine's Day originated from the Roman feast of Lupercalia, which was from February 13th through the 15th. During the feast, women would be whipped with bloody goat and dog hides in the belief that it would help them become fertile. About 55% of Americans celebrate the holiday and spend an estimated $18 billion on the holiday, including almost $2 billion on candy alone.
The truth about Valentine's Day is that the origins of this super schmoopy holiday are actually super dark. Our best guess is that the celebration dates back to an ancient Roman festival called Lupercalia, in which men hit on women by hitting them. Between February 13th and 15th of each year, ancient Romans would sacrifice a goat and a dog, and then they would actually use the hides of the animals they'd just slain to whip women. The festival also included a matchmaking lottery in which men would draw names from a jar and couple up with women for the duration of the festival. This emperor, Dude Claudius II, executed 2 men, both named Valentine, on February 14th of different years in the 3rd century. Their martyrdom was honored by the Catholic Church in a celebration called St. Valentine's Day, which was later combined with Lupercalia in the 5th century. Later, people like Chaucer and Shakespeare ended up romanticizing the holiday in their work, and the holiday gained popularity across Europe and eventually in the New World. In 1913, when Hallmark started mass-producing Valentines every February, the darker origins of the holiday had long been forgotten.
Please explain the origins of Valentine's Day and why people should reconsider celebrating it.
Valentine's Day, you can go back to the time of the Greeks, and even before that. Cupid, the god of love, which goes back to many various gods of love. The love they make reference to is orgies. Okay, that's what it's about. Valentine's Day is not a day of marriage, husband and wife. It's a day of incest, it's a day of fornication, meaning all you got to do is give a woman, I want to say a hoe, a box of chocolates. Be my Valentine. Have sex with her. You're not obligated to her anymore after Valentine's Day. You just give her a box of chocolate. That's sin.
If I told you Valentine's Day was banned by England in 1635, its origins of turning goats into whips are suspect to say the least, and it's no coincidence people eat hearts on Valentine's Day, chocolate ones of course. You see, Valentine's Day isn't just about roses, chocolates, and love letters. No, that's just what they tell you. It started as a pagan fertility festival, one deeply rooted in ancient rituals of lust, control, and primal human impulses. Its origins trace back to the Greek festival Lycaia, which then led to the Roman festival Lupercalia. Each day was dedicated to their gods, Lycaeus, Pan, Zeus, Faunus, Lupercus, and Lupa. These gods were worshipped for their connection to nature, fertility, and the untamed forces of the earth. Pan and Faunus governed the wild, carnal instincts of humanity, while Zeus Lycaeus was associated with the untamable, primal energy of the natural world. During Lupercalia, the Luperci, a group of Roman priests, would gather at the sacred Lupercal cave to perform wild rituals. They began with the sacrifice of goats, followed by anointing themselves with the red stuff I can't mention here. Then they would use the goat skins to whip women in the streets, believing it would promote fertility and protect against infertility. The entire festival was about releasing primal instincts, a chaotic breakdown of societal norms through ecstatic behavior, wild dancing, and intense sexual freedoms. Both festivals involve sacrifices I can't go into detail about, frenzied rituals, and the release of primal instincts. The wildness was a ritualistic necessity, a breakdown of the rigid societal structures that kept human beings from truly connecting with their base, instinctual selves. In the 5th century, Pope Gelasius I, instead of eradicating these practices, Christianized them. He replaced the Roman gods with Saint Valentine, a Christian martyr. Through this shift, the fertility-driven, chaotic celebrations of Lupercalia were sanitized and rebranded as a day of romantic love, morphed into the more commercial version we know today. But let's not be fooled, that original raw energy still lurking under the surface. Fast forward to England in 1635, ever determined to protect their values. They saw Valentine's Day as a celebration of immorality. They banned the holiday outright, seeing it as a day that promoted excessive sexuality and disregard for the sanctity of marriage. In their eyes, the ritualistic excesses of Lupercalia, along with its connection to wild, untamed sexuality, had no place in their society. So, next time you hand someone a card or buy that chocolate heart, just remember, there's far more to Valentine's Day than meets the eye.